Hey, welcome back to the Oh Grow Up podcast. I'm your host, David MD. With me today is a comic that's going to be running an open mic every last Sunday. The next mic's going to be 24 November at 5:30 p.m. for you civilians out there at Murray's Street Darts, and it's a recurring open mic every last Sunday of the month. You can see my next guest, Brian Bradley, hosting. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Another day, another dollar, man.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
So that's the Army Nut show.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my alter ego sometimes up on stage is Army Nut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it first got started as my email.
Okay.
That my mom started back in 2000. When I went to basic training, I didn't have an email, so she set it up, and it's like, well, I guess he's an Army Nut.
So it was 2000, pre 9/11. Huh?
Yeah. I joined pre 9/11. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I noticed we had to go back and forth to the bathroom real quick. I had to lead you over there. I noticed the mountain jersey. I'm like, oh my God, 10th Mountain.
Yeah, 10th Mountain.
I actually graduated high school at Fort Drum. So
No shit.
Yeah, 2005.
Wow. Damn.
So how long were the 10th Mountain? When'd you get there?
I got there in 2009. It was like the summer 2009, and I was stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia at the time, and I
found out you're going to 10th Mountain. You're like, fuck.
No, I was kind of dealing with some personal issues, and I was like, you know what, I got to get out of. I was just cadre I was infantry teaching the gas chamber and the communications range, and it's a 3-year commitment, but I was only there for less than a year because I asked to get the hell out of there and go back to a deploying unit, and so they sent me to 10th Mountain.
Was that basic training like boot camp, or was that like
yeah?
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So it was a riot every single day when I was running the gas chamber. Like it was just comedy every day. I wasn't ever sick or anything like that. You know, no.
Your guys' gas chamber's more intense. I'm there for it's been 18 years now. We basically just have to do our reporting statement without the mask, and we get the fuck out of there. I know you guys doing like PT and shit. Like,
oh yeah,
it's fucking
nuts. Then I make them clean it up with their mask off later. Yeah. Damn, I walk in there and they're like, "How are you doing this, Sergeant Bradley?"
You do it enough times.
I'm badass. You just do enough times, right?
Yep. I remember when I went through. I imagine everybody goes through. They know the gas chamber's coming up eventually in basic training. For that, it's the one thing like you're concentrating on. It's like once I get over that threshold, I know I'm good to go.
Right.
But you go in there not knowing what to expect. And how we do it with the Air Force, you go into this probably about the size of like my downstairs here.
Yeah.
And you line the walls. But the first TI training instructor that you see is wearing a blacked out gas mask, the old ones, like the one with the 2 lenses.
Yeah.
And they're completely blacked out. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Because up until that point, your gas masks that you saw were just completely clear. Yeah. Now you have this intimidator. Like, all right, is this one of those crazy TIs? Is this one of these like chill guys?
I would have worn those shades inserts as well, but it was so damn dark in there.
Yeah.
It would have worked. I've been running into the privates while I'm trying to cook the CS gas. I would break capsules open. I would be breaking capsules open and I'd be burning them. Dude,
you had to cook them too, right?
Yeah, I had to cook them. Yeah, it's more cost effective that way to just have the pills, and then I got to burn them over a Bunsen burner.
Okay.
And then,
how difficult was that bringing that? Did you have family at the time?
What's that?
Like wife, children?
No family. The Army didn't issue me a wife or kids. So
I hate that line. I'm curious to talk to somebody that works the gas chamber. Like, do they drag some of that shit home? Like, do they smell it on your clothes and shit?
I was on my clothes in my car. Yeah,
it's gotta be fun.
At the time, I had a Saab 93 Aero, so it was all leather, so I could easier wipe it up. But like my truck is not leather, so it probably would have stunk the shit out of it. Yeah, I had some buddies that were there. One buddy, he would ride his crotch rocket to the gas chamber and just air it out the whole way.
So you go from Georgia to Fort fucking Drum.
Yep.
If you're not tracking everybody, if you look at the state of New York, think of it as a boot. Fort Drum is basically at the top of the fucking laces. Like, I believe Fort Drum itself is about 45 minutes away from the Canadian border.
Yeah.
You're right there in the snow belt. Anytime, was it Lake Erie? Is that Erie?
The St. Lawrence River, then it goes into
I want to say it's Erie. But all the humidity during the winter rolls off that shit, and it dumps so much goddamn snow.
lake effect snow.
Holy fuck.
It's the worst, man. I've had cold weather training.
Yeah.
I was stationed here at Fort Carson. My first duty station was Fort Carson.
Okay.
But so this has always been home for me.
Mm.
But when I got out there, that's some extreme cold weather training.
Well, so when we PCS'd in, my dad had really never had a real military assignment. He always worked at command level.
Yeah.
He came in as an older guy who had his shit together. So like, oh, we like you. Let's put you up like the base level, like command and stuff. We find out we're going to Fort Drum. We're like, fuck. Like, we finally are going to a real Army unit. My dad, I think at the time, was like 16 years in the Army. So it was like his first exposure to like the real Army. We get there, they do the hail and farewell. And like, they start telling you all the shit about Fort Drum. It's like, they actually send units from Alaska to Fort Drum for Arctic training. That's how fucking cold it is.
I've heard that one before. But you got to dig down 3-4 feet to get to the dirt just to get warm.
I hate that place. So I did my high school. I was there in 2001, right before 9/11. And then basically you got to watch the post 9/11 funding, like make that base so much better.
Really?
Yeah. Like Watertown was a completely different town by the time I got there.
What year was that?
2001. August 2001 is when we got there. Yeah. 9/11 happened. Iraq happened. And that's when the mental health, when the guys were coming back over, not feeling well and everything, they started pumping a bunch of money up there for like mental health infrastructure and everything. So I got to watch Watertown and Fort Drum basically modernize in like the 7 years that I was there. So
cool. The mall and probably movie theater and all that then.
Oh yeah. Really? Was it the Salmon Run Mall? God,
yeah, the Salmon Run.
Taking me back, dude. I was there, where the BX is at, that housing area that's behind that?
Yeah.
I actually helped build about a dozen of those houses.
Oh,
I was a plumber after I got out of high school. So
nice.
I got my claim to fame at that hell. How did you feel about it, though, as a soul? I was there as a dependent. You were there as a military member. So.
Yeah. So when I got there, that was my last duty station. I deployed to Afghanistan with 10th Mountain.
Okay.
And so that was my last duty station, technically. Not counting Washington D.C., but I went up there with. I just recently had a girlfriend that passed away, and so like shit. I just wanted to get back to deployment and stuff like that, and so I just went head first into all the training. I went head first in everything. I was like, okay, I got to be a squad leader up here, and at times even take over the platoon just because you're the most experienced sergeant or whatever, but
pay grade at that point. I'm not familiar with you.
Just an E5.
E5. Okay.
I was an E5, E5P for a while.
Okay.
I was a slacker.
Well, E5.
Army Nut was a slacker. Yeah. Army Nut was a slacker. Like he just cared about the troops and the fellow brotherhood. Like that's.
At the end of the day, that's why I prefer out of my NCOs. It's like I'm only an E6. I'm going to retire an E6, but I don't like the super gung-ho guys. Like, all right, let's get everything done that's assigned to us. Yeah. Let's leave at the time that we all agreed to go home. But like, let's not overdo this shit. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So.
Yeah. So as a single sergeant, like I really was just like doing anything and everything I wanted to do. Like once I knew all our work got done, then it's 3 sheets to the wind. It's like the Armageddon. When after they get off the oil rig, they're all over America. Like that was me. Like I went all over when I was stationed at Fort Drum, when I was stationed at Carson, when I was stationed at Hood, when I was stationed at
Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Surprised that this guy is still alive.
Yeah. I was an Army recruiter as well. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was up in Greeley, Colorado.
Oh shit.
Army recruiter up there.
Dude, they put you all over the place. Huh?
Yeah. You're like, okay, Army Nut will do whatever you tell him to do. So that's right. Challenge me, I'm taking it.
You had the Army Nut moniker from like day one. Okay.
Yeah. And people didn't call me Army Nut. I just started calling myself that because of my buddy got me in a stand-up comedy out in South Florida.
At what point? Were you still active duty? Was this after
No. So in 2012, I finally retired out.
Okay.
Excuse me. Out of D.C. when I was there at Walter Reed. And I retired out here to Colorado Springs, and then I met some friends, and then I took a trip out to Florida, and then that So that was what, like 2014, 15?
Okay.
And so that's when I didn't buy a condo. I rented a condo on the beach.
Oh shit.
There in Fort Pierce, and I was too much shy to moving back home here and get my shit back out of storage and all that shit. And I met my wife on Tinder.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so too much shy. So this is like, 2015, shy of moving back home.
Oh, wow.
Powder Springs.
That's when I met my second ex-wife on Tinder.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks prior or 1 week prior. I got some guy I was just drinking with at the bar. He was just like, hey, I was like on these apps online that were like just giving me bots. They were just robot people, like I even caught a robot. I'm like, they were like, I'm talking this girl's picture, and then it's over with, once I realize nothing's happening, and then I get another one, and it's the same girl's face, different person.
I've seen that.
I was like, yo. So I was complaining about it at the bar, this was a usual island bar I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, why don't you get on Tinder? It's like, I don't know anything. Like, Army Nut was always like in a cave of the Army. So like anything that happened out in the civilian world.
Yeah.
It's like technology, even the simple shit to other people isn't simple to Army Nut.
Yeah.
I'm more of the simple soldier, like you tell me what to do, and that's
And I do have that difficulty going off base and just integrating in.
Yeah.
I think because I do stand up so rarely, that's already one part of it. But then it's just like for 40 hours a week, I speak this very different language than these people over here who also have the ability to drink till like 2 o'clock in the morning, smoke all the weed they want. Like, I can't hang with half this stuff because one, it's illegal. So.
When I was in service, I would drink socially. I don't know if I've ever really drank alone.
That's a dark hole to fall into.
It is, like
especially
or like a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
I get super silly on a bottle of wine. I'll take a whole bottle of wine. I'm like, this is a really cool fucking, this is a really cool drunk, but drinking liquor, drinking beer on my own.
Yeah,
I just it's just not fun. It's a social thing for me, like smoking weed. That can be a private thing, and that can be a public thing. Like that's cool with me. But drinking alone, I just it's not what my body likes.
Yeah,
it's not what my body likes.
My body likes, you know your mental health, and you know your physical.
Yeah.
When I joined, right before I joined, I think I was 3 or 4 months out from basic training. I joined underage. Went to a party I was invited to from my high school buddy, and it was blended people have graduated high school, but also infantry from the 10th Mountain.
Yeah.
When those guys started drinking, dude, it was fucking dark. Because it was 2007 or 2006. Deployments suck already. But
that was my hardest. Yeah. That was the end of my hardest partying was Fort Drum.
Yeah.
Because then when I got wounded, now I'm on all this medication, painkillers, this, that, and the other, stuff like that.
Do we want to unpack the injury there? I mean, it is kind of an elephant in the room here, but if you don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no, I will. I will. Yeah, sure. Let me get, I'll just tell you about the Florida thing.
Yeah, sure.
I forgot, I got the ADHD undiagnosed stuff, so I'm always...
I got some Adderall upstairs.
Oh, hey, he's
I'm not going to share it, though, because I don't know if my work's watching.
No, so I always go off on tangents. Try not to.
Okay.
But
it's all good. So we're aiming between 30 minutes to an hour. We still got 45 minutes to go. So your clock is below where it says record. So we got all the time in the world.
Oh, okay. We're going to an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so the longest this podcast has ever gone, it never will again, but 5 hours. One sitting. It was
challenge
wild.
accepted.
I
told you, Army Nut. Army Nut will take anything you got. And
sounds good.
Bring it out, yeah.
If you want to go that long, I'll invite you back tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I got shit that I got to go to the commissary before it closes. I am out of cat food. I am out of chicken.
The commissary. Yeah. Well, you go to the Air Force base.
Peterson's the closest military base we have.
Because I would always go to Fort Carson, but I keep forgetting I'm closer living up here, up north. So at the Florida thing, I met Excuse me. I met a Liquid Death makes you burp.
Yep, I got the carbonated Liquid Death here. I might have to start bringing the uncarbonated
That's
stuff.
funny. That's why Liquid Death. You burped the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I met a comedian in the APA pool league that I was playing in there in South Florida, and I met him on the night that my team. We do like theme nights and shit like that on and it was Halloween, so we all wore our costumes.
Nice.
And I went full drag, and damn, did I look good! Like I did. I went shopping at Goodwill. Damn, did I look good!
Damn, you got any pictures?
Yeah, I think I have one. Yeah,
We'll drop it into the final edit.
Yeah. So the team we had to play against was Jesse Denny's team, and he is a comedian there in South Florida.
Okay. Shout out.
Yeah, Jesse Denny. Yeah, and his buddy Lunchbox, which Richie, I think he used to live out here even at one time.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, sometimes I have to get them comedians out here. They'll have fun. But so I was being who I was being. I was in character of the lady, and I was bending over and shooting and stuff, and I had a badass dress on and hoses and shoes. I looked good, and a wig, and
the beard's what's making it the most funny, and I know the beard
well,
wasn't
I
present.
did shave to a small one like this. Yeah, because I got rid of the wings and shit. Yeah. I tried a little bit. I just kept a small goatee, but
Hell yeah.
I couldn't shave it all off. No, hell no. But so anyway, I don't know. It was a few weeks later or something like that, and just Denny was like, you're pretty funny. I see you on pool nights. You're making everybody laugh around the pool table and stuff. Yeah. So he's like, I got this comedy show just down the street over at the office, and the place had a Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night was open mic night.
Okay.
And so I was like, it was only 3 miles away from my house, so sometimes I would do the drunken stupor,
For 3 miles.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I
In tropical weather too.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I once rode my bike in the damn rain, and I was like, shit, man.
Jesus.
Just Uber. But so I started doing comedy 2022.
Oh, so it's only been 2 years for you.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I've really been off the cuff more and not writing as much as I should have.
What is your
during
writing
that time.
process? Is it you're trying to just put down footnotes, then get up on stage and riff? Are you putting down complete thoughts on your paper? Like, what's...
I do a little bit of everything. I think because that's the way my mind works, it's just all over the place. Just thinking about what I got to do later today, next week. For the show that I have later this month. So like, I can't focus on one thing all the time.
Mm.
So I have like notebooks everywhere. I have them in my truck. I have them in my rooms, all around my apartment, and I'll probably drive my wife crazy, but I have shit everywhere. Just so I can jot something down. Yeah. I do also have my my voice recorder on my phone, so then I tell myself.
Rarely.
I had to pay for the extra storage.
Wow!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So I have a lot of shit, and that's the other thing is I got one hand. I'm right-handed, and my left hand got wounded too, in the explosion. So when I got messed up in Afghanistan, so when that happened, like it instantly gets the tingling feeling,
like an urge to write with it.
No, it's like carpal tunnel, and
wow.
and what's the other word? Not art.
Yeah,
arthritis. Yeah. So I've had a lot of wounds, and they had to do a lot of work on my hand. They were surprised I had my bottom 3 fingers on my hand.
Oh shit! This was gonna be a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I don't write as much as I would like, because my hand can be just so damn sore for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Or sometimes it'll lock up. It can get locked like this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was
how do you loosen it back? Do you play with the tendons down here? Like, how are you loosening that up when your left hand locks up on you? Just wait for it to go.
Yeah, yeah, just like
'Cause I know sometimes with like guitar work or being on a keyboard, what have you, I'll have to like get up in the tendons way up there and like unlock it. So.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that with a kind of holding like that.
Yeah.
It'll get stuck like that. I could feel the tension in it right now. So you were talking about the hook.
I was asking like
the elephant in the room.
Yeah. So was it out of the 10th Mountain? Like let's go from like the beginning all the way through. So 10th Mountain.
Okay, so I was with 10th Mountain.
Okay.
And we were out there in Afghanistan.
Okay. What year?
2010.
Okay.
And we were on our way to a police station, and we got hit on an ambush on the left side of the road. Oh, and it was a 105 millimeter Coolest rifle that they used against my truck.
Okay. Were you MRAP, Humvee? What were you doing?
It was a Max Pro.
Max Pro. Okay. So
yeah, usually I have a Mat V, and I'm up in the front, but I was active platoon sergeant, so I was in the rear vehicle.
Okay.
And I always hated that fucking truck. It was like a big ass target, you know.
Yeah.
We get hit by RPGs on the side and shit. We're like, God damn.
Just a big ass magnet.
Yeah, you know, you're just like flipping off the side of the truck, flipping them off, you know, like, or you're telling your gunner like, he's fucking right there. No, right there.
At that point, did you guys have the Crow system, or you still had a dedicated?
We did have one with the Crow,
Okay.
but I don't know how they were going on in a fight. Technically, there's things I don't know about the firefight. But we were on our way to a police station. But earlier, a couple weeks earlier, the 105 recoilless rifle, it got, you know, and then for your listeners, recoilless rifle, it's a 105 millimeter anti-tank round.
Yeah.
It's basically like a modern day cannon. Yeah. Well, we gave that to them in the 80s.
Yeah, I love how we have all the hand receipts for the weapons we gave to them.
And so, the Afghan army were overran on the checkpoint that had that recoilless rifle on it.
Okay.
And then they took that shit too as well, you know. And so it came up missing. So we were on the lookout for it, you know. Like, yeah, you know. Fuck. A lot of times they would just like, you know, they would just step aside and they don't want to get murdered and shit like that from the Taliban.
That's
or they work together. Or they work together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which this was obviously an inside job because, you know, they knew our numbers, but we would find explosives with our numbers on our trucks on them.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, like on the phone receiver thing. So like,
kind of a clue.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
He's right there. No, the second one.
we briefed this, man. Like.
Oh, and that morning, you know, I always got to take a shit every morning.
Gotta do it, man.
Right?
That chow hall fucks you up.
And we don't have chow hall out there. We were out there for a little while. And
you're just doing an MRE shit.
Yeah.
So this is a longer shit.
Yeah. There was some. It was definitely a hit. You know, we knew they were trying to hit us. We knew they were trying to take us. POWs and shit like that. So,
oh fuck.
Yeah, they like once our truck got down, so they hit our truck with RPG and machine gun fire and shit like that, and we thought it was an armor piercing RPG that hit me and my driver. So my driver.
So you were injured in the initial blast.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were already getting hit by RPGs on our truck.
Okay. Then that big fucker went off.
And then that big fucker went off. So we thought it was another RPG that just took off my arm, took off my driver's left hand. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, it came in through the side of the door on the driver's side, and then it came all the way across. And I had my hand up on the dash. I had on some other stuff, but I won't tell too many secrets.
No.
So I'm like over there trying to tell my gunner, you know, like he's over there. Shoot that fucker. Yeah, like, and you know, and then like you could see shit coming. You know, you're like,
oh my god.
When the bullets come, man, you're just standing there watching through the window. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's getting real today.
Yeah, I feel like a cartoon. You're like,
yeah,
missed me.
Yeah.
You know, when you get shot at enough, I think you do just start turning.
You kind of get
crazy,
desensitized.
Yeah, you do, and you talk to him like, fuck you.
Yeah. It is funny seeing. I think it's either the Korngal documentary or something, but at some point you switch over from like the oh shit like cussing at him to
Yeah.
like you're just peering over like the turf, like fuck you, and you start popping off around. It's like-
I've heard stories. I forget the name, but that one guy was flipping them off, and they could have a sniper, and the fucker shot his middle finger off. Yeah,
Haven't heard that one.
Yeah,
That's a damn good shot.
that is a damn good shot. Yeah, keep your head down and your fingers.
Jesus.
Yeah. So when that happened, it it's a 105 millimeter round. So like if I'm ever in a bar like and doing open mics and stuff like that, oh shit, it's turning. Uh-oh. So yeah, this
thing's fancy as fuck.
This is a prosthetic that I get from, taxes. The government takes care of me.
Wounded Warrior involved at all, or
Yes, and other stuff. But
Okay.
well, not prosthetics. That's the VA mainly.
Okay, gotcha.
If I need anything special, I go with Walter Reed. But
Nice.
I haven't needed something special in a while.
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so it took off my right arm right there at the wrist,
Okay.
and my right hand was complete. It was just off.
God
I picked it up and brought it with me too, as well. So when we got
Holy
hit,
shit.
we also went off the side of the road trying to get out of the firefight because we were already stuck in there with our.
So you guys were moving. This
We were
round goes
yeah,
off.
we were.
Oh,
We got slowed down to a halt because our front vehicle in our patrol was down,
Mhm.
so we were stuck there anyway.
God damn.
So that's kind of the whole TTP of slowing us down to be able to hit us more with
Yeah.
bigger stuff. And
The turf. Are you down in a valley? Like, what's the?
we are on a main road.
Okay.
We are on the main road going in there towards the Sling Pass.
Do they have higher ground? Like, I'm trying to figure out like the kill
So
zone.
our so let's say like my phone is up the higher on the road,
Mhm.
and then you got the embankment going down into
Yep,
the
yep, yep.
ditch and stuff like that. So that's what it was like. So we were up there.
Oh, so they
nice
had you
target.
guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, very easy.
All silhouettes up there.
Yeah. No, they're going to the police station. Shoot them now. I don't know what voice I'm trying to do it in.
Yeah, it's like, all right, it's ambiguous. Was this outside which major base? I know Bagram and Kandahar. Those are like two completely different like turfs.
It was in the Baghlan province.
It's where at again? Sorry,
Baghlan.
Bagland. Okay. More mountainous, more
more
deserts.
mountainous.
Okay.
North of the Sling Pass.
Okay.
Probably north of Bagram about 4 or 5 hours.
That's real close to was that Kyrgyzstan up there? You said north of Bagram, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Right? Bagram? Actually, might have been more. Bagram
Well,
might be
it does
more
a weird,
south.
like,
it
uppy-
might
yeah.
be more southwest Bagram from where we were at. We were up Mazar Sharif. No, and
I was stationed there actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Was that
so I was in Afghanistan for 45 days, fucking Air Force type. Sent me up there to bring the unit that we had there back to the Gulf. So
Yeah.
Mazar-e Sharif, that was a beautiful place. But
Yeah, that was my first where I went to, and then that we were attached to the Germans.
Yeah.
So
They didn't fuck with the Germans when I was there. They had not received any kind of contact for like a decade. And then about 2 years after I left there, I heard they got fucked up pretty good up there.
When was you there?
2013.
Okay, so this was in 2000. Yeah, this was in 2010, and this is the
Okay.
Golden Triangle, pretty much. So you got
Yeah.
Kunduz, and you got Polycomrie, and that's their Baghlan province. And then, so when we got that Golden Triangle, and then freaking everybody was just getting overrun by Taliban groups and shit like that, and that's also where the Germans were.
Yeah.
So Germans haven't had that. We were in a 3-day firefight in the Golden Triangle, and we lost some people. They lost one to a suicide bomber, as well, the Germans. And but we knew them pretty well because we were working with them. At one time we worked with, Jesus, it was 14 nations in one mission.
Mazar-e Sharif going to the Chow Hall was wild. You just saw every NATO country's uniform, and the digital idea really got creative in some of these countries. What uniform it was, the Norwegians or something, but the digital prints was these huge digital blocks. You're like, what the fuck were they think when they designed that?
Just
shit?
that little bit of difference between every army.
Yeah. Also, the physical standards. Holy shit!
Yeah,
you saw Santa
yeah.
Claus line
Yeah,
up for fucking
I was
Chow
like,
Hall.
"Are you all Navy soldiers or what?"
It's the closest we have in the military. Jesus. I remember the food being really good there too. Like
It was, yeah, and it's especially if you don't know European or German foods, like
Yeah.
the way they had the thing set up. So it was like a lot of raw meat.
yeah. Did you ever get stationed in Europe, or everything was
no,
stateside?
I
Okay.
did. No, I have not been stationed in Europe.
Okay.
Just run through Longstool just when this happened. Yeah.
I took a trip through Lonstool's mental ward. I can tell you that. So my last deployment didn't go well for me, but
Oh, shit.
definitely a lot better than what. So when you came back through, you flew back probably to Bagram and then bounced back to
Yeah.
Lonstool.
So when
Okay.
when I got wounded, I was strapped to the seat, and when we stopped rolling, we were I thought it was like one time or something like that, but I got knocked out during.
Yeah.
So I have the head injury, I have the trauma there, and then
Did you guys have I think it's the 5 or 6 point harness?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had to
Yeah.
like undo the.
right.
Okay.
So since I'm dangling over my driver, bleeding all over him, and we're kind of away from the rest of the trucks,
Okay.
because they were still able to technically move, and we got knocked off the side of the. That was also a big round,
Yeah.
and it kind of helped us get flipped
To get
over.
you an idea of like a 105 round, a skateboard has 55 millimeter wheels. So multiply that times 3, and you have the size of how big that fucking round is.
Yeah.
Like,
You can take 10 9mm rounds and tape
Oh,
them,
round
tape
it.
them around.
yeah.
I did that one. I was like, you know what? That's the same.
Yeah. That's a huge fucking round. I
yeah.
remember they're saying I used to teach combat skills for airmen, so
Yeah.
nowhere near the shit you got going on, but talking about what's in the area and 105 rounds. I think it was Iranian 105s too. They were popping into like
They use the
turrets and
105s a
shit.
lot for IEDs.
Yeah. Really easy to wire up and
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah. Put a
terrible.
couple rockets on there, a couple 105s, and you got to. I've when I had my stint in Baghdad for 15 months, I found one of those on the side of the road. Yeah.
That'll change your underwear.
Oh yeah, and it didn't go off. Luckily, we were able to. The UXO guys or the EOD guys were able to go over there and take care of it. So that was really cool finding that damn thing.
How long was you staying in Lonstool?
Lonstool was only probably they really wanted to get us out of there because people are coming in and out,
Yeah.
and this is 2010. So I was there for only like 2 days.
Okay, and they got you probably to Walter Reed.
Walter
or-
Reed,
okay.
yeah. So I didn't shit. Remember, I didn't shit that morning. I was on my way to the police station to take a dump there. Like I've taken dumps on, and if I gotta go, I got IBS.
Soldiers, when they need
When you
to
gotta
shit,
go, you'll go. You'll wipe with whatever you gotta wipe. Shoes, socks, it don't matter.
Was it the
Socks underwear.
556 boxes, like the crate? You can
Yeah.
shit in those. I've heard
You
of that multiple
can
times.
shit in
Yeah.
those. Yeah, you can. But I have no ass, and so my bone would be sticking onto that thing. I think I might cut my skin open on
Yeah.
the ammo can. So,
Those
but
things
if you take
reek,
two
too.
ammo cans with the lids on and then use that middle,
That's right.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
See, you gotta
Yeah.
figure shit out, man.
yeah, pun intended. Yeah, lean against the tree. Yeah.
Dude.
So yeah, I everybody even made jokes about it on the radio and like Sergeant Bradley's got shit, or whatever. And so obviously I didn't get the shit because I got fucked up.
Yep.
And I did pick up my right hand and brought it with me. My
That's
driver got
so
dragged
dark.
out. My driver got dragged out. Yeah, he got his left hand all messed up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it hit directly his left hand, so it was all gone. It was all over me and the truck and everything else. And then
Fuck.
the steering wheel got hit. Like I got pictures. The steering wheel got hit, and then the round came across and hit my arm. If my arm wasn't up, it wouldn't have. I wouldn't be here probably. I just
Wow.
wouldn't wounded in my face and side.
Yeah, you
and
probably
stuff.
got peppered. Like,
I did get
with the
peppered. Yeah,
door.
like my lip, my neck, my temple, back of my head. Path of least resistance where the explosion was going to go. So,
Yeah.
and then I had blood clot in my right femoral artery as well.
Oh
Because
shit.
I was bleeding so much. I didn't get a tourniquet on for a little while.
That was actually be one of the questions I had too. Was what was the to get you off the X? They just high and tight the tourniquet, but it sounds like you had to wait a little bit.
Yeah, so
Fuck.
we're also still getting shot at.
Yeah.
And then so and we just rolled off the side of the road during the firefight.
In a 10-ton vehicle? I forget how heavy. Those fuckers are heavy.
God, they are.
Shit.
They are. Yeah, and it wasn't a dually. It was just a single.
Yeah, you're not
But,
pulling that out of the ditch. Like that's got its own piece of equipment.
Yeah. We need 88 for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is cool talking military talk. I don't get to talk them often, but so
like I said, I only have an Air Force level understanding. So I used to teach combat skills. Half of our civilians, quote, were at some point Army or infantry Marines.
Yeah.
So the gap that the Air Force left there, I would talk to those guys all the time, just to catch up on something. Like, yeah, cool, we got our Air Force stuff, but the real crazy stuff is the Army shit. So
Yeah.
just catching up with it.
So I my driver got dragged out by my medic, and our other 3 guys were shooting that was in the truck. We're just trying to get him fired to get him taken out behind cover.
Yep.
And the only way to get out of the truck was the escape hatch on the fucking roof.
Were you guys on the side?
Yeah, we were on the driver's side.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I'm dangling over my driver, bleeding all over him.
Yeah.
And so he gets my driver out, and then I'm stuck in my seat.
Yeah.
With so I'm still suspended in the air.
You wearing a helmet at the time?
I'm wearing a helmet.
Oh, okay, so you got all that body armor.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, and
how much do you weigh without the armor?
Without the armor, it was like at that time I was like 205. I'm like 210 now.
Fuck. So for those guys, you're about 250, 260.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to take the tension off of that seat.
Right. Yeah. Then and then when my medic came back, it was like a damn. It was like a guardian angel. Like Doc was like guardian angel, man, because he took care of my driver. Then he came back, and after he got him taken care of, and he got me, and then dragged me out. And the escape hatch is facing the road to the side where they're shooting at us.
Oh,
from.
it's on hot side.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So how
This
in
is
the
a
hell?
Really bad day for you.
Yeah. Oh, and if you've seen that escape hatch. And with all my gear, trying to get through that damn thing.
Yeah.
And plus, he already got through it. And then the other guys are shooting just so we can get me behind cover.
Yeah.
And I picked up my right hand, brought it with me in my left hand. My left hand was pretty messed up, and my weapon and all that stuff. And when I finally got out of there, then it was going a little bit better. I was like, give me some fucking air support so we can get this shit shut down, And by the way, I did not have to shit anymore. Too much adrenaline pumping to worry about shitting.
Yeah. So the cool thing with adrenaline and stress is your body could shut down for a while. And I don't know how it is for Army basic training, but most airmen did not become regular because the base training is completely different now. We didn't shit till like week 3. I imagine getting blown up kind of puts that to the back of the
I know some guys like that couldn't focus on they were constipated. I'm like, good thing I got IBS. I can just shit whenever I got to shit.
Well,
I have a lot of shitty stories.
With the Air Force, if you go to the med group at the end of the first week, be like, hey, I'm not able to shit, they actually give you all the time in the world to eat. Apparently, it's like a digestive issue. Yeah, the Air Force, it's hilarious what we do.
Very nice.
Dude.
Yeah, I know about the Air Force. The recruiter never showed up to her office when I was a recruiter. Ever.
So right before I joined, I think it was like early 2006, Iraq was starting to go sour. And I was like, well, I want to help. Basically, I want my presence to help somebody leave the AOR.
Uh-huh.
It's like I basically, sub people out, basically. I was like, I'm going to go be a Marine. Been playing a lot of Call of Duty, all this bullshit. My mom cried for 2 weeks because she was emergency dispatcher at the time. She knew Marines coming through and everything, like with their horror stories and shit.
Yeah.
So I go to my dad. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll do like airborne Army. Like I'm still trying to do like crazy shit, just like with the Army. My dad's like, let me figure something out. Just sit around for a couple of days. Literally the next day, the Air Force recruiter calls me. It's like, hey, your dad gave me your number. My dad set me up for the Air Force. He didn't want me to suffer through that.
I didn't really have anybody in the military except my great-grandfather.
Okay.
I did have a cousin in the National Guard, so I always like quiz him and all that stuff. But I was also adopted, so I kind of changed my middle name, my last name, and I was originally named after Brian Keith, the the actor from Parent Trap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my biological father was into him.
Stand by.
I used to be a Huntsberger, but now I'm Brian Glenn Bradley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I took my great grandfather's name from my middle name instead.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got to pick it, and so like I had plenty of doses of patriotism. Then I just had to make sure I had the guts to go and do it. Now I joined pre 9/11, so when 9/11 happened, I was already
different.
I was already in infantry training. Like I'm ready to go do combat. Like I want to go all the way. I want to be special forces. I want to do it all. You know, like if I could do anything, I'm challenged. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
You know, so you know, and I thought basic training was gonna be hard, and it really wasn't. It wasn't. It was I had problems doing push-ups and get them done in the pass in the 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But lucky for me, I had a great battle buddy.
There you go.
He was huge. You may have heard of him. He's in the WWE. His name's Bobby Lashley.
You went to basic training with Bobby.
He was my battle buddy.
Fuck.
He was my battle buddy, and this was, remember, pre 9/11. So he went into the Army to wrestle for the Army. So the World Class Athlete Program. And so an infantry training is only 4 or 5 week long course because they attach it to the basic training.
Mm-hmm.
So it's technically the quickest training you got to do, because whenever you go a World Class Athletes Program for the Army, you still have to go to basic training and a job training as a backup.
Was he jacked out of his mind then too?
He was.
Yeah.
Nowhere is near because, you know, he had to meet the Army qualifications.
Yeah.
But
if you don't know who Bobby Lashley is, he's basically Brock Lesnar's carbon copy. Like, just absolutely jacked out of his skull.
So he's 2-time national champion in college.
Yeah.
And then the Army recruited him to wrestle for the Army. So he did well for the Army too. He was one to go in the Olympics one day too as well, and wrestle for the Olympics. I know one time he got hurt, but I think he was fine there. But the story of him meeting Kurt Angle at the World Class Athlete, or at the Olympic Training Center here. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, "Hey, you ever heard WWE?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!" So in 2004, when I got back from Iraq invasion, I was getting my car serviced, and he was getting his car serviced there at Walmart, there on Platte. And he's like, "Oh shit, hey, how you doing? What's up?" You know, and I, you know, and I seen his car and stuff like that. I was like, "Dude, those are some nice fucking 24s." So anyway, he's like, "I'm actually on my way to go training for the WWE."
Holy
to like the actual through the
he's
program
in
and get it all
Connecticut
started.
or some shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he used to live here in Colorado Springs.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he used to live here.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many
he was
things
my
with
battle
Carson
buddy.
I'm
It's funny.
jealous of, because like post 9/11, after we financed everything, you guys with the Army put a lot of that stuff into the base infrastructure, where the Air Force has continuously put that money into like the planes. So like we have the F-22,
Okay,
the
yeah.
F-35 and stuff. Our gyms. Oh, I'm about to shit all over this base.
Okay.
Our gyms suck. Basically, every like support element sucks. Like you go over to Carson, dude. You guys have what 3 or 4 gyms that have been built like the last 10 years. The commissary is, I think, like one of the largest ones stateside. Is eventually that money got to where it's more creature comforts for the Army.
Yes. Yeah.
Where with the Air Force, like if you go to Peterson, dude, holy shit. You're
I
like,
kind of have heard that before, just never got to really see it. You know, yeah, I have been on Air Force Academy. I've done
Air
a
Force Academy is a
cycling
different
race.
monster though.
Yeah.
Because most of that base is really well finished. That
Okay.
commissary is about the size of my fucking house. But when it comes to just the upkeep and everything, it's much better.
Oh, okay.
But if you go to a Air Force base that isn't financed the same way a college campus is, it's completely different.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
It's something that you would expect of the Army pre 9/11. Remember pre 9/11?
Yeah.
Everything was run down. It was either financed by Desert Storm or
the barracks.
it was really rough. And I think the Air Force, it does feel like a late 90s Army. I have never put those two together. The Air Force currently, with the infrastructure, granted, you know, we're high speed with the internet and shit.
Yeah.
But like, if you go into the gym at Peterson right now, you're like, what?
Yeah, they seem to
Plumbing's
take
backing
care
up
of
and shit.
personal people, soldiers
Yeah.
in the Army, because that's the main focus. You know, keep the ground boots on the ground happy.
Yeah.
And then I get that, like, what and I think that even matters on who's in the office. Like compared to Democrat, Republican, Republicans usually invest more in the people.
Yeah.
Democrats invest more in bombs and materials to save their asses.
Well, hopefully the next 4 years we can get some nicer shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Well, I won't hold them to any.
The one thing,
I won't hold them to any.
Last week he said, "Hey, RFK is going to be taking care of all of our medical stuff," and my initial reaction is, "Oh, great, measles is going to make a comeback." But I saw his bullet points of like, "All right, now that he's basically going to do this, he's trying to get GMOs and artificial stuff out of our food supply." Basically, all the stuff that corporations have pumped into our bodies for so long, that I can understand. When it comes to like immunizations, you probably have anthrax pumped in you. I have anthrax pumped in me. Like all of those things, I'm like, all right, that is so we don't have a risk of spreading stuff. But when it comes to like, the reason why Liquid Death is so popular is it's like basically water. Like so many people are drinking Monsters and all this bullshit. Like it'd be cool if we can get all this stuff. If you look at the ingredients on a Monster, you're like, I can't pronounce any of those.
Yeah.
If we can get some of that shit out of there, all right, maybe RFK can fucking stay here without me bitching.
I guess a two-part on that. Like we've been complaining not being like England and London and how we have so much crap in our foods and our drinks. And then you look at stuff on the shelves over there, and they have less.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that stuff, but I do know that why do we need to have more shit in our, like, yeah. Like you said, don't pump that full of shit.
Well, that's the weird thing. So Skittles are banned in the EU. Apparently the coating on that shit is, there's ingredients in that. It's also used for, like, surfacing floors.
Oh, okay.
Like that waxy, like, material and shit. They've banned that forever. Like Red 40 or something, which is like in almost every fucking energy drink, banned in the EU. So it's like, why don't we get on the same page? Like if you look at stereotypical European and a stereotypical American, see what their daily diet is, it's pretty night and day.
I can't take much caffeine anymore.
Okay.
No, it kind of really messes with the shitty portion of my gut.
Yeah.
It exacerbates my IBS. Like I love Mountain Dew. I would love to be able to drink Mountain Dew and stuff like that.
I crush that shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like who needs sperm?
Case lot sale over at the commissary. You get like fucking 5 cases. Like.
I think it might have been all the caffeinated drink or the caffeine drinks overseas, like
how much were you
the
drinking?
White Tiger and all that shit. Yeah, like I would try.
Rip-its,
we would
dude.
all
fucking Rip-its.
I used to be a bodyguard PSD in Baghdad for 15 months, and my sergeant major, I was his guy, and he would call it nippets. He thought it said NIP. So you got any of those nippets?
Like, hey man, this isn't Vietnam.
Yeah. I was no, I didn't put that. No, I didn't put that together. No. Like oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's another layer to that.
No. He's Mexican. Sergeant Major is Mexican. I don't think he.
I
highly doubt it. That he was just reading Rip It wrong. I don't want. I knew you. No. No.
Go straight to the racial shit.
Jesus. Enough with the racial shit. Jesus. Be nice to people.
If you never had a Rip It, I'm pretty sure you can find them at the dollar store.
Dollar stores, yeah.
Those things, I'm curious how much.
They're not bad. They don't taste bad. But
they don't taste bad. They have 1 million fucking milligrams of caffeine.
Jeez.
Now. Rip It.
You know, like I love Red Bull vodkas, especially blueberry Red Bull vodkas.
Yeah,
it's the best. But I got stomach pills that
a 16-ounce can's 200 milligrams.
200 milligrams. 60. Yeah, Jesus, 204.
That's actually in a Celsius now. I actually, so my trip, my last one, the reason I got to come back through Launchstool, I was taking 2 Celsiuses in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. So by the time I'm done with my day, I'm at like 800 milligrams. Had something going on in my marriage. Like it was already like on the rails, like ready to have a divorce, and then something tipped it over.
Yeah.
I didn't take it well. I actually had like imagery in my head of like killing myself. So when I was already talking mental health.
Thoughts.
Yeah. Intrusive thoughts.
I
think suicidal ideology is what's officially on my medical records.
Okay.
But I was already talking to mental health guys because I was trying to come back a better husband.
Mm-hmm.
So it just happened I was talking to them weekly, and I'm like, oh, hey, I just had these really scary fucking images in my head. And they're like, it's time for you to go.
Oh, damn.
So they medically evac'd me from Saudi Arabia to Launchstool. It's actually where I was born, too.
In Launchstool?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Spent about 24 hours there. They realized, like, okay, you're just in a really shitty situation with your marriage. Like, we don't think you're a risk, but we're going to watch you for about 30 days and all that stuff. So I got back here and my divorce started. So, but comparatively, yeah. Oh my God. Well, I should have known. There's writing on the wall as I was leaving.
Yeah.
And then were you married when you were deployed?
No, I got married after service.
Okay.
I had lots of buddies, and I had soldiers that had families and stuff like that.
It's tough,
like my driver that got wounded, he just had a baby, so like we're getting him back out of there and stuff. So
how long were the deployments? How long was that deployment supposed to be?
That deployment, because it got short.
Yeah, they kind of sent you home early.
It got cut short, pun not intended. So that was supposed to be. We deployed in February, and then we redeployed in March next year. So it's supposed to be 12 13 months.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, with that transition period and stuff like that. And then I was so that was my 4th deployment. God. Technically, I've been in 4. Right after 9/11 kicked off, we had to go to the Kuwait-Iraqi border, make sure nothing happened with Iraq, and be reserves. And that was with Carson. And then Iraq 03 in April. So once
part of the invasion, you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
I'm Iraq invasion, liberation, and then we're retraining.
You have 2
training.
stars on your Iraq medal? You have 2 stars or 3 stars? It sounds like you've been in multiple phases.
I have been, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Iraq I really care for. I've lost friends there. I've bled there. Like, it just, I didn't get wounded there.
Shaving.
Yeah. I've had bullets with my names on it in Baghdad, though. Yeah, 15 months Baghdad. You're a PSD, your personal security detachment for our colonel and sergeant major. So
I could not imagine
really, really well.
15ers married. Is 6 months? 6 months gets you to have the roller coasters of the detachments, and then reestablishing communication through the internet and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I could not imagine doing that almost 3 times as long, because you also in the middle of that, don't you come home for a week or 2?
It wasn't even in the middle very well. We got there.
It's like your last month you can come back.
We got there in October of 06, and we redeployed in January 08.
Fuck.
And
your entire 2007 you're in Iraq.
Except for 2 weeks that I got my leave in February of 2009 or of 2007.
You just got there, right?
Yeah,
you
we just got there for like 3.
Yeah,
October to February. Then I had my leave.
That's.
I came half of it for Ohio, where I'm originally from.
Yeah.
And then the other half was out in Colorado Springs and hang out with friends. Got my first tattoo with a friend of mine and stuff.
Nice.
So, I really that 15 months in Baghdad was really a dark place.
Yeah.
A lot of dead bodies, a lot of getting shot at, a lot of I never got the return fire in Baghdad.
Really?
If I'm returning fire, then we're in the stupid shit, but I'm attached. I'm there for the command group.
You're basically just getting off the X.
Yeah. Just like,
get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, Sergeant Major.
Let the Army do their Army shit.
Yeah. Trust your soldiers. Yeah, so, just a lot of pings and explosions.
God.
IEDs were the worst at that time.
Yeah, and that's
they were the worst.
When I tell people about like the timeline of like what I was, because like I said, in 06, I was wanting to go help out that situation because Iraq was getting really fucking ugly at that point.
If it was in Baghdad, those 15 months, I was all around. And then plus I was with 10th, I was with 15 Cav out of Hood. So my 4th ID patch, my combat patch I had on there, and then some of the elders, the Iraqi elders, like I'd have a interpreter with me or whatever, or they could speak English.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, "This is your 2nd time here." I'm
like, oh shit.
Yes, sir. It is. Yes, sir. And we're like, and then that's respect. Like that's respect from Iraqi people.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, oh damn. Yeah. I got some.
What does that patch look like? I'm trying.
The 4th AD patch.
Yeah.
It's so you got the. Oh hell! Oh my god! It's brain fart. Sorry, everybody that's going to watch this later.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
got
one that you
War
guys
4.
see all over Carson right
Yes,
now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not familiar with all the Army ones. You know, fuck.
Those were a lot of great days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with. I moved here at 19, and I got stationed here at Fort Carson at 19,
Okay.
and so like.
You said you started in Ohio, right?
Yeah, I'm originally
Okay.
from Ohio.
Okay.
Farmtown, Ohio.
Which farm town?
St. Mary's, Ohio.
Okay. My parents once they left like the Pittsburgh area, like they were about an hour outside Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They jumped onto the Ohio side of the border, but like
Oh yeah, no, it's close to that. Cleveland. and Akron.
Darlington's, is it Darlington, Ohio? Something like
Yeah,
that.
you're closer to like Canton and Akron and
Probably.
Cleveland.
That was well before
This is
my
on the
time.
west side of Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're north of Denver, or north of, excuse me, the burpin's coming. North of Dayton, about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got cornfield towns and yeah.
So you said it's 2 years in comedy so far.
Yeah,
Has that all
it's
been
not
here?
all at once, and a lot of other stuff going on in my life. Like it's. I mean, a full-time comedian's not really making money anyway, right? So luckily, I'm retired Army, so
Well,
yeah, the government still takes care of me. So
they taking care of you as an E5 retired, or
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
E5 retired, so I get my my combat, whatever happened in combat, I get
Mhm.
paid for that. Then I get my pension and then
Dude,
disability. So yeah,
it's good they're taking care of you as much as they can. I know
right.
those things come and go with idiotic legislation and everything.
Well,
so.
if I could write something that can sell, then I'll
Yeah.
be all right.
So the 2 years here, you're running a show already. Is this your first show you've been running? Or
Yeah, it's my
open mic?
first show. Yeah, it's
Okay.
my first show open mic. So I get what I do is I get two comics that kick it off. They do 15-minute sets,
Mhm.
and then the open mic starts after that. So
Do you have your 2 comics this month?
I
yet?
do have my 2 comics this
Yeah,
month.
dude,
I
that-
actually just picked them up yesterday. I would like to announce that Taheem Davis, Crime Scene Taheem, is going to be there November 24th at Murray Street Darts, as well as Manny Valdez.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manny
I need to talk
Valdez
to
and
Manny.
Yeah.
I gotta get him on here. Yeah, Taheem. I think I've had him on here 3 or 4
I
times.
actually
now,
just
so.
I saw I think their most recent one. It was kind of funny. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
I like Taheem.
getting back into my new format here. I've hadn't seen Taheem in so long that I was like, all right, let's just do a straight interview like this.
Right.
Once you guys come back again, because I'm gonna have everybody you've seen recently, I'm gonna bring them back on. We're gonna
That's
fuck
cool.
around. We're gonna do more of the homage to my immaturity.
Oh, grow up. Yeah. I could Army Nut could talk a lot about growing up. Yeah. Some of the things that you need to take your mind away from when you're on a deployment.
Yeah.
Like I've been in water balloon fights out in sector in Baghdad
Nice.
with some of my other fellow soldiers, because we got to break the fucking monotony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're securing the whole city.
And porn's
banned.
banned over there, so you gotta
Yeah.
gotta fill the time with
You got to
something
go to the
besides
porta shitter.
porn.
You got to go to the porta shitter with your magazines or pictures or iPod with pictures on them and stuff.
When I was in Al Dhafra, which is United Arab Emirates, they
Okay.
hooked up a full-size tent AC. You know those big fucking ones that are outside, like triple S tents, to a porta potty.
Oh, okay.
That shit was so cold, like the fucking walls were sweating. Like it was. Oh my god, it was so cold.
The hot boxes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hot shitters.
I've
the worst.
slept in those when I got dysentery in Iraq in 2003.
Damn.
Yeah, our carpenters, they made us wooden shit burning porta shitters.
Yeah.
Put the drum underneath and shit away. Well, I had dysentery and I was shitting so bad I could control when it would come. It would just.
Fuck.
I had a lazy sphincter for sure.
Just cough and shit yourself. Huh?
Yeah, I wasn't even coughing, bro. Yeah, I would carry this chair. Like I've actually did it at Vultures at one night of open mic. I carried a chair all around on stage and act like I was shitting in it because that's what I was doing in Iraq in 2003. We had a
God.
chair that people would just shit in because we had a hole in it, but
Yeah.
nobody had that potty chair for 2 weeks because it was mine. I carried that and a paint can around and shit in the paint can through the.
Wow.
While I'm on guard, I was sitting there with my buddy, and I was just like, he's like, no, Oh no, it's nasty. Yeah.
That's the difference between the Air Force probably would have flown you back to Landstuhl, like rehydrate you, make sure the dysentery's out.
I would have been upset. I would have been able to leave. I wouldn't have been able to leave my buddies.
That's the connection that you guys have is admirable. The Air Force is going more towards that, but like our deployment theory is, hey, we need 3 HVAC technicians. Let's grab one from Peterson. Let's grab one from Langley, Austin, and they'll send those guys downrange. We're going more towards the Army, where it's like, all right, everybody's gonna head over there. Like I like.
Was you getting attached mostly then with your job? Were you getting attached to other units then mostly?
No. So that's a weird thing is when you go to like guitar, Al Udeid, it's like a hodgepodge of like I'm a civil engineer, so the electricians, the HVAC guys, like they're all together. Is you'll have like an entirely mixed shop, like an office there. So it would be 3 guys from Peterson, 3 guys from Langley, all that stuff. The advantage to that is all the workers that you hate at home station, you don't have to deal with them for 6 fucking months. The disadvantage is you don't know those people, so there's like a phase that you have to learn these people. My last time I was stationed in guitar, I wanted to literally murder like 75% of the people I was working with. And it was like, oh, you're just a shitty airman. But then I'd go talk to the senior NCO that actually is with them at home station. I'm like, oh, it sounds like your entire shop sucks back at whatever fucking like base you're at.
For sure.
So the idea where if I had dysentery and I had to go back to Landstuhl, I'm like, yeah, fuck all of these people. But like you guys,
it's a 2-week shitting course. It really is. It is. I would remember asking doctor, how long is it supposed to take? 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks later, I was shitting off the side of a truck on a convoy that wouldn't stop because there's like dozens of vehicles in this convoy for going up to Kirkuk. And so I got another one where I'm shitting off the side of a 5-ton and it sprays all over. But by the time I'm trying to hold it to get into Kirkuk, and like I've done this story joke many times in open mics and stuff, and so my buddies are like, they're in the back. We're doing KP duty. We're coming back from Tikrit to Kirkuk, and we're almost back to Kirkuk Air Base, and we're getting ready to turn in, but I can't hold it anymore. And then so I shit, but it's still coming out spraying. Yeah. And so there's Air Force and Marine guards there at the front gate, right? And so I shoot as we're turning into the base gate, and you can hear an Air Force guy like, "Yeah, it's nasty!" and all my buddies in the back were like, "Fuck you, Air Force!" Dude, I was spraying out my ass. I was pissing out my ass for 2 weeks. It was crazy.
I was surprised but like you said, if it was something that you wanted to stay like with your guys with, I can understand that. Air Force guys were like, nah, man, send me back.
For the most part, we were staying at a granary, and if there was missions at night and shit like that, then I would just. Plus, at the time, I think at the time that I had the dysentery, I think I was a Bradley driver.
Oh, okay. Limited skill.
All I had to do was just sit in my ass in the driver's seat and just shit myself. Yeah. But then
there's carve out the seat and just shit in the seat.
The people's got pictures of me sleeping in that porta shitter that the carpenters made for us. Yeah, just sleeping in it.
That's rough.
Especially during the hot days.
Yeah.
I would get IVs and shit. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, speaking of shit,
what's up?
So the shit that I didn't get to finish the day I got blown up, I wake up in Bagram. I was already to Mazar Sharif, so I was in a coma for 3 days.
Oh wow!
Getting moved all around and stuff like that.
Was that any of that medically induced, or like you were just?
It was
out?
medically induced, from what I was told.
Okay.
But there was also like parts where I was at Maz, and some of my buddies were there. I think they were giving blood to as well, and they said I didn't even know that was.
God. Mazar Sharif really doesn't have the medical infrastructure either. It probably was as good to keep you under control.
So then they went me. Then once I left the German base, then I went to Maz. So it was a small German base they were attached to, and then so we got there for the initial stuff, putting me out. Yeah. And then. And like I got my right hand on my chest holding it. I woke up 3 days later and no hands. So. Damn it.
Where'd it go?
I did all that work. Why did somebody give me a trunk full of ice? But and then when I woke up at Bagram, my cousin's husband, Rick, he was there, and the Air Force as a medic, as a PA actually or whatever.
Public affairs?
No, not a PA.
Nursing assistant, doctor's
No, because he was able to do. I think he was able to do surgery, so he was like more in charge.
Okay.
He wasn't a doctor, but I forget what it was. I think he was an officer though. So I knew that he was there, and then I guess I remember seeing him blurry, like. And
did you catch anything in the eyes? Like,
I luckily had my eye protection on, and there was shit stuck.
Smart soldier.
There was shit stuck in my eye protection when I asked. They were shooting RPGs at us still when we were getting treated there on the ground, and we didn't want to have an airburst right over top of our faces, Yeah. So I asked them to put my eye probe back on me, and I could see stuff stuck in my eye probe. I was like, oh shit, that worked.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I remember asking for morphine too as well from Doc. Like, hey, this fucked up. You and I talked about it earlier this week. That signs and symptoms, blah 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 blah. Well, I'm not puking up blood. So please give me some morphine. He started laughing. But once I was at Bagram, I woke up, and then I still didn't have to worry about shitting, right? And then I get on the airplane, and I was so alone in that hospital because it was late at night. Nobody else was there, and they were getting me on the next flight to go up to Landstuhl. And so, like, for hours, I'm just like looking in the darkness on the bed that I was on, and because they got to get the whole flight plane ready and all that stuff. And so then I had this shit. Once I got the Landstuhl, but I couldn't push it out. I'm on my back, right?
Yeah.
And then the 2-3 days I was there. And then I flew to Walter Reed, and then on the flight to Walter Reed from Landstuhl, Germany, that's a long ass flight.
It is.
Fucking C-130, C-5.
Oh
I don't know what I was on.
Okay, I was gonna say if you did that on C-130, that took for fucking.
I don't know what I was flying on.
The only thing I get to ask is, did you feel like you were in a larger space, or did you feel like you're more cramped up? Then that's
okay. So here's some horror stories. If you get that messed up, you're stacked like bodies on the side.
Oh
and
yeah.
Then like there's like soldiers that are stacked up above you and below you.
I've been on that flight. That flight is crazy.
And people are like we're all screaming in freaking pain and that long ass time. I'm just like, fucking pass out, Brian. Fucking pass out.
Yeah.
And but I had the shit so bad, and there were some attractive medics on there that I'm asking, hey, can you pull my pants down? I really got to shit. I really got to shit. And I'm like, I don't know what they use for me to try to shit into with just lifting up, but it didn't happen. Fuck. False alarm. Sorry, everyone.
One caveat: those medical planes, have some of the hottest women. I don't know what
that must have been so I don't know what I'm flying in, but damn.
I wasn't concussed or anything. I was looking like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, they are beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm only looking at faces, y'all. So I didn't look at any bodies because all I can see is their face because I'm like halfway up the wall.
Okay.
So I know I have somebody underneath me. I know I got somebody up above me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are tight too.
Crazy.
Man.
I'm like,
you guys are real tight on each other.
I'm actually thinking, I'm like, I hope I don't bleed on the guy underneath me. Yeah. Because I'm constantly bleeding.
Yeah.
And so that didn't happen. So fast forward 2 weeks after I get blown up.
Fucking A.
I still haven't shit. I'm in my ICU room in Walter Reed, and it was like 2 weeks and like a day or so later because I went back and counted. And this is 2010, right? So I finally am bottomless in my bed, and I'm trying to shit into this pink, the waste.
Yeah,
the poop waste bedpan thing. Yeah, and But when you're that messed up, you just don't really care that you're naked anymore. You
No.
just like, I don't care that I'm naked anymore. Fuck it. Jesus. It's like, it's cold in here. Yeah. But I joke on stage that this shit is as long as my arm, my whole arm, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't look at it. But you know.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, as this is
there's no
coming
way it would
out.
have fit unbroken in that bedpan. There's no way it would have fit. Not even diagonally. No, there's no way. There's no way. And so, yeah, I do have shitty stories. Yeah, also my first time I found out I can't have buffalo sauce was from the Hooters there at the mall. We get back on the base.
The mall here?
Yeah,
or?
the mall here at Colorado
Okay.
Springs. Yeah, so I found out that I can't have buffalo sauce.
Fuck.
It went so fast through me. I get on base on Fort Carson, and then I drive to our barracks, and then I park. My buddy's joking with me. He's like, "You're gonna make it, dude." I was like, "I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it." And and so I get on the sidewalk, or no, I get in the middle of the street because I had to park across the street because there's no parking. And so I park across the street, and I'm walking directly in the middle of the street there on the base. I'm shitting myself, and I'm wearing shorts. You know, it's a little bit warmer, so I'm wearing shorts, and it's orange color going down my freaking leg.
Fuck.
It's the same color as the buffalo sauce. I'm like, I just left
That went
Hooters.
right through you.
I just left Hooters, and it's coming out the other end.
Dude.
Yeah,
Your body said, fuck that.
Yeah, so I haven't had buffalo sauce since.
God.
My wife makes sure, she's like, you can't have buffalo sauce.
My last shitting myself, I've been running 1.5 miles or 3 miles pretty much every morning.
Oh, nice.
And
Tough to do.
I think I was trying to do a 3-miler. But so what it is, it's a 1.5 mile lap around the thing. I'm like, all right, cool, let's just do lap 2. I get near the end of my first lap. I'm like, I got to push out this fart. Push it out. I'm like, okay. Go to do the next one. I'm like, oh, shit, here we are. Okay. Like, it's right at the front door.
Clinch.
So, like, I'm running. I'm like, God, I feel like just one more fart will take the pressure off of this. And then it goes, and then every other step just more shit. Fortunately, the Air Force PT shorts, because they have reflective stuff on them. That's why I run around the housing area wearing reflective stuff. They have, I think they're supposed to double as, like, swimming trunks.
Yeah.
So they have, like, that little diaper
catch.
in there.
Yeah.
That saved me from, like, completely painting my upstairs. Like,
Those
like,
PT shorts save. They do. They save
did.
your ass. They
I don't,
save
do
your
they
shit.
have that liner in the
They,
Army
in
ones
the Army,
still?
yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was free balling in there. I think if I had regular like boxer shorts on under that, it probably would have had that leak there.
Yeah.
But like because of the cinch with the elastic, like just kept everything in there. Like cool.
I tried free balling in those, man. I can only do it in the pool.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
for
I
me
still
because it's
wear-
running,
yeah.
like I'm not stretching out in public. I'm like, how's a nut gonna fall out of these?
My
shorts?
hairy
So-
legs, they rub back and forth if I don't have underwear down in those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
The original Air Force PT gear after the change. So like you remember the old, you say Army or you say
and the
Air
grays,
Force.
yeah.
Yeah. When we switched over to the new stuff, the original version of it had like this really terrible like fabric.
Okay.
When you wore the pants, you just heard like I'm not exaggerating that
no,
noise
yeah,
at
it
all.
goes.
It took like 2 or 3 iterations for them to put in a better material because
Right.
you'd literally have a
And the shirts. I don't know about you guys' shirts, but our shirts would keep us warm. They had like
Really?
they're like I don't know what's like. I do. I get really really hot. Like I couldn't wear them in Florida.
oh shit.
They were. I just get too damn hot down there.
What I don't like about the Air Force's PT shirt is it's wicking. And
Yeah.
the problem is there's no real easy way to get that sweat out of the material. So even after you wash it, you just
Yeah.
like, cool, that sweat's still in there.
So we do have the wicking, but it just always felt warming to me than any other
Yeah.
shirt. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a
I know
fan.
what you mean.
I'm jealous of the Space Force guys because they didn't have their own PT uniform for a while. They were just like, authorized to show up in whatever the fuck they felt like. Lucky bastards.
Sounds like being a recruiter.
Yeah. All right, we're past an hour, buddy. Is there anything
Cool.
else to bring up?
Now that it's snowing, I'm excited about that.
It
I'm getting
needs
ready
to stop
s-
fucking
yeah.
snowing.
I'm so I'm gonna get ready to go snowboarding next month with the try to put up Paralympic times
Oh, shut up.
for snowboard racing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little nervous about going fast. I don't like to go that fast. That they're gonna
Snowboarding's
want
too
me to
fast
go.
for me.
Like I check my speed a lot, you know. Like I don't go even on going on black diamonds. I just go on blues and greens and stuff. Just like I like to cruise, but with me having an upper limb amputation, I'm in a classification that we don't have a lot. So I could qualify.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I've never had official time, so I have no idea. They might be like, "You're at the bottom."
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So like, we'll call you if everybody else goes back a hand.
Yeah. So we're gonna catch you out there on the
slopes.
on the
Yeah.
slopes
So
there.
like, and that's actually something I've been wanting to do. Like, if I'm already going to be out there in the slopes, they have people go out at night in bars and shit like that, and like, so I would like to see if we can get some comedians to come up there,
Hell yeah.
and I could do a show up there even too as well.
Which town is that?
It's just any town. Like I don't have anything set up.
Okay.
I don't have
outside of
anything
a
set up.
snow.
But any ski towns.
Yeah.
I don't know what their comedy shows are like, but if there's people at
You
all
get up
these
into the
bars,
bougie part of Denver up there, you know,
Yeah.
get those millionaires watching.
yeah, yeah. I'm not doing enough, but I got to get my ass in the grind. I got to start doing it. I gotta a lot of the people that I know that are doing their stuff. Like I'm just like, God, man.
It is crazy seeing like
get started.
who'd I have last week? Brand McCall.
Yeah,
Brand McDaniels.
saw Brand. Yeah.
He's been in for fucking 2 years in the comedy scene.
Yeah.
He's like crushing. I'm like, God, I wish I had like again, my day job is just murdering my ability to
I
do
got no
stand-up,
excuses,
so.
really. Yeah.
What I like with
There's
this
a few nights
is-
I can't do, but I got really no excuses.
Yeah. Well, like with the podcast is, you know, we're here for 2 hours. We're good to go. I know I'm going to have like effective stuff. Going to an open mic is so hit and miss. I'm like, let's be economical with our time here. So-
Yeah. You're right about like open mic is not gonna
No.
make you a millionaire. So
Well, what I'm thankful for those with the new episodes I've had numerous like, hey man, like you want to come do my show? I'm like, you don't want me doing your show right now. Like, what I like though is if I polish my stuff, I know I can go back to some of these guys, and be like, hey, you know, could I?
yeah.
So, but I'm not going to take advantage. Like, I'm going to bring as high quality as the podcast is. I want highest quality of stand-up comedies too. So,
I like your podcast, man.
I appreciate
good.
it, man.
You-
It's
you
been
You've
fun.
made me laugh. For a
That's
local
all
boy
we're
to
trying
make
to
me
do.
laugh, that's great. Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder than others. I've had some interesting guests early on here, so
Yeah.
it's good to make people laugh. So
Yeah, and I'm dialing it down. Army Nut's dialing it down. This is the first one you
Crank it
said.
up,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I'm dialing it down. But invite me back. We'll have some fun.
100%. Anybody that's been on the podcast, minus 2 or 3 people, come on back.
All right. All right.
Trust me, you'll know who you are. So, again, your recurring open mic is going to be every last Sunday. The next show that you have, 24 November, is going to have Tahim and Manny Valdez.
Yeah.
God damn. Mind like a
Nice.
trap. 5:30. What time do you open the doors?
Doors are open, I think, like at noon, so you can get there and
Okay.
drink whenever you want. We also have food. We have drinks. We have poker tournaments. We have dart tournaments. We have lots of pool tables.
This is all on Sundays.
Yeah, Murray Street Darts.
Damn,
Yeah,
son.
so
Murray Street
what
Darts.
what I'm doing is the kickoff every last Sunday that I do my open mic. It's going to start at 5:30 from now on, and
That's awesome.
then at 7 the show at Oscar Blues starts.
Yeah.
And so open mic comics can jump into my place. Then they could jump to Oscar Blues, and then they could jump to La Burleby.
If they're still awake.
If you're serious, get all 3.
All
now
three, that's killer.
I have recognized that I need to start putting out there who's been on my show. I need to start putting out that
Yeah.
stuff, like, because I'm not putting out the content. Like the people I've had Jay Folks,
Mhm.
I've had Joe Cruz, I've had Andrew Ingram, I've had.
Andrew's still out there, huh?
Yeah, he's
I haven't
still
heard
out there.
from him
He's-
in a long
He's wrote a
time.
book too as well, so
Yep.
he's gonna have a book coming out soon.
Uh-huh.
And then I've also had Taylor Duggar, and I've had Leslie Fox.
Yep.
So this month is Crime Scene Tahim and Manny Valdez.
Hell yeah. It's going to be a
And
good
so
show.
we kick off 30 minutes of set comics, and then open mic starts after that. Then you can either jet, hang out.
It's going to be a good
Yeah,
time.
I like Oscar Blues and La Burleby open
Yeah.
mics, and I don't want to take away from them.
Yeah.
So
But if you can get them a running start, like that's fantastic, dude.
yeah, so like it's like they're doing better than I am. I just need people to come. Like I can get comics to come. That's fine.
Oscar Blues has years of progress. So,
Yeah.
like keep that in. Like
Just
you're
keep
just
at it.
starting this out. Like
Yeah.
you do it well enough, they will come. Like
Okay.
there's a reason why Sarah's in the Back has only been on since mid 2004 or 2024. Those guys are crushing it because they have high quality stuff going every time. So just stick with it, man. It's gonna be ups and downs.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing the old Battle Mountain place, you should be all right.
What's that?
Battle Mountain. So you know where I think it's Nevada Street is. It runs through like the homeless, like underneath 24.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple blocks north of that. It's a really bad. Like nobody goes to that place to drink anyway. And it's like, oh hey, come out and see these comics. It's usually on a Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
They finally close that place.
Okay.
As long as you're not running that mic, you run it long
No.
enough, they will come.
Yeah. Murder Street Darts and the owner, she's pretty set of me being in there. You know, we play pool leagues in there and stuff too as well. So
You know how it is, man. You stay professional, you stay cool with whoever's hosting it, man. Like they'll let you stay. You know.
yeah. I'm also looking to anybody's watching, want to throw your hat in the bucket. I'm looking for somebody else to host my show as
roads
well.
after 'em.
Yeah, so like that way I'm watching other comics and I'm watching other hosts and I'm trying to take what they got because I'm just starting out. But I'm also down to have some hosts in there and
Hell
you know,
yeah.
collaborations are pretty much what I want to start doing now. Collaboration, maybe a guest spot or feature spot. You know, like a
Yeah.
guest spot, 2-3 minute comic. Maybe someday at Looney's, we'll see.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like Looney's. I like going out there. They're very nice. Eric's very nice. Tracy's very nice. So,
That's your lead into that, it's Tracy.
yeah. She
on
actually did mention
habitual
something about it.
offenders.
Tracy did mention something about it. Like, hey, I could maybe get you 2 minutes sometime. Maybe
Yeah.
that'd be cool. It's like,
I gotta get her back on the show too.
She's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only had her once. It was with the old setup too, so like it's on iPhone cameras. Like it looks rough, but I had an amazing time.
That's what I'm going to probably start on is, you know, I don't have the cameras and stuff, but I have a bunch of old phones that I could just camera.
Once you get the flow of it, like okay, like I wouldn't recommend somebody doing my setup off the bat because you don't know if you're gonna do it.
Right.
Is even with this setup, I've gone months without doing it just because of like what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
Figure out you want to actually do it before you jump into this. Like you're looking at about $10,000 worth of investment.
I was
here,
wondering,
so,
yeah, pretty much.
That's with everything you see around here. Right
you
now,
got a great
so
setup, bro.
I appreciate it, man. So, alrighty, we got your open mic set up for every last Sunday. We're good to go. Be there.
3 open mics in one day.
It's gonna be fucking amazing. I need to stop going to work on Mondays and I'll start doing open mics on Sunday.
You know, I hear people complain about it the Monday morning.
Yeah.
But if you're not going crazy,
Just like don't drink.
yeah, if
You'd be
you're not going
alright.
crazy, like you got to get to
9:30
those open
though.
mics. So it's not like you're drinking and driving like that.
9:30's late as
Yeah.
fuck.
And the last 2 of the night, LaBerla B and Oscar Blues,
Mhm.
you can park and go to both.
Oh, they're within walking distance. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I park outside of Oscar Blues and then I'll walk LaBerla B.
Actually, Monday is a federal holiday. If I'm gonna try to do this, like tomorrow's the day
That's
to
right.
do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I
I'm
gotta be at my kid's school for Veterans Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They have a little assembly there, so that's cool.
That's awesome. All righty, we are wrapping this up. Everybody, see you next week. Bye.
I'm gonna be at the Block tonight, actually, open mic.
Well, damn. Now it's your. Okay, so you said open mic. Okay.
Open mic.
This is the show. I would have clipped it out and dropped it today.
Yeah, no,
so.
it's okay. I'm going out tonight. Yeah,
All right.
comedy
We
night
are-
Saturday night. Yeah.
There you go. See y'all later. Bye.
Thanks.
Boom.